Hello and welcome to the Route 1 show. We're having a look at Huddersfield Town now, and I'm delighted to say joining us on the show is Huddersfield Hub's Steve Browne. Steve, how are you doing, mate?
Not bad. How are you?
Good, thank you. Good, thanks for coming on. Wow, what a shame. 1-0 all the way nearly, but just couldn't quite keep it and ends up drawing 1-1 with Hull. What did you make of it?
Well, for all intents and purposes, it was looking great up until the 97th minute, which there shouldn't have been a 97th minute because the referee added 6 minutes on and decided to play 97. So it's wonderful, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. We're obviously making up rules as we go along for what time should be added. It's like in the World Cup, 24 minutes added on.
I don't want to nitpick here, Steve, but do you not listen to the announcements at every football stadium? That's always happened. It's always a minimum of, in this case, a minimum of 6 minutes.
I don't need to hear your technicalities, Mr. Chris. I think we've been done over by the EFL once again. But no, I can't say that. It's a bit near one off.
Yeah, hang on, mate.
We should have. We should have defended it better. It was our take at the end. We needed to beat Hull, really. They'd not been particularly well, although from what I understand, I didn't attend the game myself, but from what I understand, the whole of the second half was basically Hull on the attack, and we were defending. There was no real out ball. We didn't really look like we were wanting to take the lead any further, which was a complete opposite to obviously what Rotherham had done at Blackburn, because they scored very early and went on to beat them 4-0. So, they had the right idea and we had the wrong idea. So, a missed opportunity to get 3 points, basically. Disappointing.
Yeah. Needed to get that second goal, didn't you? I mean, looking at the highlights, because obviously, why would I go to a Huddersfield Town game? I've got a busy life, but maybe I'll get an invite from you one day, Steve.
Have you really got a busy? I didn't think you were that busy, to be honest.
No, to be fair, no, not really. But looking at the highlights, it seemed that it, like you say, it was just second half. It was all Hull, but it was frustrating in a way. I mean, it was like pinball, wasn't it? At the end, it's just ball bouncing all over the place and. It's just such a kicker, isn't it, when you get it in the 97th minute like that?
Yeah, I've watched the replays quite a few times, and I don't know who it is. I can't quite put my finger on it. I think it might be Scott. I'm not too sure. But somebody just wanders back into the box like he's on a delightful Sunday stroll, heads the ball sort of up in the air with absolutely no direction, goes to the whole lad, and he sticks it in, and it's like, hang on, let's have a bit of I know we've gone all the way through to the 97th minute, but let's have a bit of concentration at the end. So, that was the disappointing thing for me about the goal. But, we can't be chucking leads away like this, especially in the position that we're in. You look at this month, it's crucial, as I said previously, with the games that we've got, and they're only going to get harder after this month ends. So, we need to be picking up wins against teams like Hull, who are not having the best times at the moment.
No, I did see in the Examiner they were saying about, 7 points from the last four games is probably more than what you expected, really. Would you go along with that?
Yeah, I think overall we would have expected that, particularly, before the festive period started. But it's the fact that we could have got more out of it. So a bit same with the Luton game. There was more there for us to take out of that Luton game, and that was the disappointing element to why we lost that fixture. It would have been nice to take a point. We could have taken 3. Luton weren't that great. We weren't that great, and that was the same at Hull as well. So we need to learn quickly and get points on the board because. Like I said, the fixtures are only going to get tougher, and the season, obviously, as the weeks roll by, and the more fixtures that you play, the quicker to the end of the season comes. And I really don't want to be sat in the in the John Smith Stadium on the final day of the season, like I did 10 years ago, where it was squeaky bum time and we need Peterborough to lose at Crystal Palace. I like mentioning that because I don't like Peterborough, but obviously that can't happen this time because Peterborough are in League One and Crystal Palace are in the league above us. But that sort of scenario.
We'll make sure we get them tagged in the video, don't you?
Yeah,
yeah. We'll let
them. Yeah, tag them. Yeah, they're like hearing town fans talk about Peterborough.
Steve, talk to me about Joseph Hungbo.
Yeah, I no idea, mate. Let's just move on. I don't know much. I honestly, if you'd have asked me like last week, you just said if we could look into the future and you go, "Oh, Steve, you're going to sign Joseph Hungbo," I'd go, "Who?" I've not heard of the lad. He's obviously had rave reviews up in Scotland.
Yeah.
I mean, I once did for eating a haggis up there, but we'll pass that on. But yeah, I don't know really. I mean, from his stats and obviously looking at him in terms of YouTube videos and things, he looks very pacey. Got a bit of a trick on him. Scores decent set pieces. Takes decent set pieces. So young lad, exciting. Bit different to the other sort of older end that we've been bringing in. And it might give Sorba Thomas a bit of a kick up the backside to start performing because obviously now, you know, this Joseph's going to come in and want to really prove that he can play at this level if he's going to go back to Watford and make it into their first team. So fair play for us being able to get a talent like him on loan. Be interesting to see, you know, where and when he plays. But we needed to add bodies to the squad. I don't know if it necessarily was the right area we needed to recruit him, but you know, it's good that we've got him. So I'm happy he's here. He obviously is here for the right reasons. Seems like a nice lad from the interview. So yeah, let's just see what he's about.
Do you think they're getting closer to kind of fixing that, maybe the creative problem or the attacking problem that they've had? Do you think?
Well, if we haven't solved it now by bringing Anthony Knockout in, this lad and obviously the other people that we've still got in the building, then I don't really know what else the problem could be. We've got Holmes there, Radoni can play, Thomas obviously. So there's plenty of options. It's just who Fotheringham now wants to fit into his squad at any certain point. Obviously Ward's injured. So yeah, it's I think Knockout is a big signing. I know we talked about that last week, but I do think he could be a very key component in us being able to unlock defences, particularly against the better sides. And then, you know, it's nice that this Joseph's coming and he's got a bit of pace about him, you know, to get past these defenders. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the conundrum that Fotheringham's going to come up with to get everybody in his team, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And moving on to the next game, it's Blackpool at the weekend. Is it me or have you, it feels like you've played Blackpool like about 6 or 7 times already this season?
No, that was Preston.
But I feel like we've always been previewing you playing Blackpool for some reason. I don't know why. Did you play them in the Cup or something as well?
No, we haven't played Blackpool. No, we only played them earlier this year. We've, to be fair, we've probably played them quite in close from last season as well. So that might be what you think. I don't know. I can't read your brain, mate, so I've no idea.
I'm having a look at the pictures now. You've not actually played them for ages, so I don't know why I thought that. But there you go. But yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think so. I mean, they're just below you in the league, so I mean, you'd like to keep 3 points, wouldn't you? Mm.
Yeah, I think it's a massive game for us. We need to beat Blackpool. This game has to be 3 points if we want to survive in this division. There is just no way we can not get a result out of this game. I think
McCarthy.
Yeah, but you know, it's true, isn't it? Look at where we are in the table. Look at where Blackpool are. You know, they're going to go into the game thinking the same, by the way. So it's going to be a really interesting matchup. I think we've got the better quality. I think they've brought in a couple of players of Blackpool which look quite handy. But overall, I would think that we would have the edge, especially with it being sort of at home. Not at home, sorry. I know it's away. I don't know why I said that. I just think we've got the edge. I really do, and I'm just praying that we get 3 points, to be honest. Because if we don't get 3 points, I kind of think that heads will go down slightly. Especially looking, like I said, for the next month as well, with the fixtures that we have. It will be a real big blow. And there's a lot of pressure on Fotheringham now to get these points. He's been in the building for, a couple of months. He's been able to bring some lads in that he probably feels that have got more experience, and like he's been saying in interviews, been there and done it. So he's got no excuses now. He can't. There's no room left for any excuses. And I know that Chris is on the call today, his favourite number one supporter. But, even Chris will have to admit, if we lose against Blackpool, it's not looking good.
I mean, no, it wouldn't look good, to be fair, would it?
No.
To be fair, you do wonder, though, with Blackpool changing the manager just before such a big game. That
always happens to us, though. If you look at the history of Huddersfield Town, I bet we're the team that most teams have changed their managers against. It seems it just does seem a thing, and therefore it just seems like we always tend to lose against these games, but we can't afford to lose. Not with what's riding on outside things that are nothing to do on the pitch. From what I've heard. Sort of over the last couple of weeks, we've got to stay in this division. We just have to.
It's going to be interesting, actually, isn't it, with Mick McCarthy, because he's from that kind of era of managers, similar, I guess, like Mark Hughes and that kind of crop. It'll be interesting to see if he can still, get a team going now.
Been out for a while, hasn't he, Mick McCarthy?
Yeah,
for a little while.
His last job.
Yeah,
I'm sure his last job was Cardiff, wasn't
yes.
it?
Did he? He had a stint at Cardiff. He did, didn't he? Yeah.
I mean, more recently Ipswich. He was at Ipswich for a long period of time, because I always remember fans slating him because they were kind of consistently around 15th, shall we say, in the Championship, and then they got rid of him and obviously dropped into League One in months, sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm sure he was at Cardiff, but I could be wrong on that one.
I think you're right.
I think, it's going to be the young up-and-coming Fotheringham against the experience of Mick McCarthy. Yeah, we'll see what Mick can do at Blackpool, but, it's when teams get in this turgid sort of state, difficult to get them out of. And, there's only very few managers that can, like Neil Warnock, that can get people out of them. You see what he did with, obviously, Rotherham the other year, that sort of effect. I don't know whether Mick's got that. I don't know whether it's a long-term appointment, but it'll be interesting to see. I don't think Michael Appleton, won it. I don't think he had the desired effect on the club with what they were hoping, because they went into this season kind of thinking that they'd push on a little bit. I don't think they expected to be down where they are, so neither did we, but there are reasons that we won't go over to why we're in that position. So it'll be interesting. Let's see what happens. But if we don't win, I might not appear next week. I think it might be difficult, lads. I'm going to be honest.
Well, fingers crossed there won't be a new manager bounce. Let's hope. But yeah, please, if you've enjoyed the video, please give it a like. Do subscribe to the channel for more content from Steve and Huddersfield Town as well. Steve, thank you very much for joining us. I hope we'll be speaking next week. Fingers crossed.
Well,
I'd hate this to be your last appearance.
No, it won't be me. I promise it won't be my last appearance, but it might be a very short video next week if we don't win. Might be about a 2-minute video. Two bloopers in there.
Fingers crossed anyway, Steve. Thanks for joining us, mate.
Cheers, mate.